Of course, after 5 graduated classes, we have to ask the question, does it work? Do we get the job done? So Andrea Kenwell, who is, I think, behind the curtain, Andrea Kenwell, our administrative director, yeah, she was finishing a master's at NYU in international ed this past spring, and she did a phenomenal job of building a tool set for us to assess our programs. This is the first time we've ever gotten to share it publicly, so we're very excited to share it with you. We identified, first we looked at all of these existing tools that were out there, these existing assessment tools, and we looked at what was working best for programs that were doing different types of things along the lines of what we do. We then figured out exactly what areas of growth we wanted to measure for. What traits are we hoping to develop and see change around? Found 22 student blogs. These were blogs that students kept. They wrote all throughout the program, but they were unprompted, unrequired writing. It's what they chose to share with family and friends. And then we coded them based on a scale of -1, meaning they got nowhere near and were moving in the opposite direction of the trait we were looking for, up to 3, which is they're really excelling in that trait. And then we broke the program in quarters and looked at how those numbers changed over the course of the year. We looked at empathy first. We looked at 4 different traits related to empathy, and we saw significant growth for a lot of students. These are the aggregated numbers across 22 students. But that idea of empathy for all, that higher order empathy, huge growth of 430%. I won't read it all to you, but you can kind of take a look. And I'll be blogging about this in the next week, so I'll send that out to all of you so you can take a closer look. But we were seeing huge growth in this area of empathy, the higher order empathy. We looked at their capacity as learners and how that was changing, how it evolved over the program. Looking at how they were identifying their own assumptions and perspectives. Looking at their sense of humility. Looking at whether or not they were seeking out collective action rather than saying, I've got the answer, everybody follow me. Finally, we looked at purpose and direction. This is one we haven't talked about yet, but as you open the brochures around the room, you'll see purpose and direction is something we talk a lot about to students and parents. Because at this age, particularly for students in the United States right now, they're coming out of a K-12 system that has said, get good grades and get good test scores to get into college. That's what your learning is about. It's not about your ethics or your morals. It's not about the real world. Study these theories, memorize what you need to memorize, and then get into college. That's your learning. And suddenly they're 18, getting to college where there's a mountain of incredible educational resources ready for you that aren't handed to you the way they are in K-12. And we're asking them to find a sense of purpose and direction that hopefully will do something great for society too. But they're out of touch because what we've asked them to do in K-12 separates them from their ethics and morals, separates them from the real world. Finding that sense of purpose and direction before they start college or as they're making the transition to college is a critical component to them getting the benefits of being in that university. Taking advantage of all those incredible resources that they need if they're actually going to go out and move the needle on these social issues. And we saw great changes there. We found them finding a sense of identity as an agent of change. This last one we think is really important. Creates new initiatives and engages existing structures. My parents who are here will tell you that when I was 19, I was one of the people that was saying corporations are bad. Everybody stop doing what you're doing. We're ruining the world. We have to stop it all. We need a revolution. It all needs to stop. It's all wrong. We're trying to push students past that. We're trying to push the students past that point where they start to say, there's real value in what's being done out there. There may be some things missing. Our goal is not to say, well, we're the next generation, we have all the answers, and nobody before us did. Which is a real danger in the social sector. We do that a lot. We just have to innovate the right answer. Nobody's found the answer yet, but we're going to figure it out. Our generation's got it. Don't worry about it. We got it covered. We're trying to get students past that. We want them to start their career saying, I need to stand on the shoulders of giants and then keep reaching up for the next thing.